So I do want to talk about something really fast here, guys, before we play games tonight. And it's going to be based on, my stream title tonight was, Harris, what can we learn from him? Right? So for those of you who don't know who Harris Heller is, and I assume at this point everybody probably knows who he is, right? I'm listening to his music. He gets hundreds of thousands of views on his YouTube videos. I mean, the guy has just basically been a rock star for streaming culture in general for the past year and a half, 2 years. And Harris has recently decided to start. Harris has always had his YouTube content. Let me go back to this. Harris has always had his YouTube content based around being a really, really good supporter for new content creators. Right? His whole mentality, alpha gaming, stream doctor. Right? That's what he called himself. And everything he did was around entry-level stuff for new content creators to get started with. How do they do things with limited either equipment or limited availability? He gave out tons of free stuff over the year and a half, right? 2 years. He's given out tons of free content, alerts. The alert widget that I'm using at the bottom of my screen is one of those functions, right? It's something that I got off of Sam and him designed together that they use on their stream. These are all things that content creators that they have just basically developed and given out for free. And through that, he has been able to grow his empire or community so massive. He's had his Discord server shut down or capped so many times where more people couldn't join. I mean, it's just been absolutely insane. Absolutely insane what the growth this guy has seen in a year. In 1 year's time, the amount of growth that he saw. And he's doing it the right way. Right? Like he's doing it the right way by providing content for his community. And that's what I want to get to. He recently announced two things are going on. Two things are going on here. He recently announced that he's leaving, or he's basically folding up Alpha Gaming, and he's rebranding it as Senpai HQ. Right? He's rebranding himself as Senpai HQ, and it's going to do more than what Alpha Gaming was able to, right? He's created his own music label, which Stream Beats we're listening to now, a second feature that I'm already using from Harris, right? Stream Beats, which we're using now. And he's expanding way on Stream Beats. He's got a streaming team. He's bringing editors and equipment testers and people in-house to work for him. And it's been absolutely amazing what he's done. And the title of my stream tonight, what can we learn from him? Right? Like, what has Harris done that nobody else was able to do? And the answer is nothing. Right? The only thing I want to say that Harris has had as a benefit to himself is that he has professionally been a content creator for a long time. Rogue, look him up. It's Harris Heller of the Alpha Gaming YouTube channel. Okay, look him up. Amazing gentleman on helping new content creators get into the field. And he didn't do anything that nobody had tried before, but he did it in such a way that it just caused him to explode. And it's amazing. Like, it's not something that nobody could do, but you see today that there are so many people out there. Like, you're talking about your big time Twitch streamers, XQC, Tim the Tatman, Dr. Lupo, these other guys that are Nick Merckx, these other guys that are huge content creators. And they are doing amazing for themselves, but they don't do anything outside of content today. And this is just the little thing that I wanted to say here. I wanted this to be like a little 10-minute conversation, just to say that I think Harris is doing something absolutely amazing. He's taking his community and he's growing it outside of just streaming. The music label, basically he's come out and basically said, the music, it's ad-free, it's DMCA free, not copyright free, right? But it's DMCA free. And he's made so much money on royalties from Spotify that it's basically funding everything that he's working on. It's paying for everything. An entire headquarters paying for staff, everything just from his music label, let alone what he's doing from streaming. And he already donates a ton to St. Jude's for his bits, all that kind of stuff. Like, all that gets donated to St. Jude's. Like, it's just one of those things that as people continue to grow, right? As you continue to grow, don't continue to think about I shouldn't say, always continue to think about how do I make my content better, right? Like, how do I level up my content? But when you get to a certain point, when you start getting to the point to where you can kind of sustain yourself through content, you need to start thinking of how you can expand that community, that empire, whatever it is, right? Everybody that I've been looking at, right, that doesn't branch out, this is the level that they need to be doing that at, right? Like, once you get to where you're actually earning steady cash flow, positive net revenue, not you're just making money on Twitch, right? You're making revenue. Right? Once you get to the point to where you're making revenue on Twitch, you need to start thinking of how you reinvest that revenue as a business. Right? How do you continue to grow? How do you do more with your revenue? Again, positive YouTube content. Positive, hire a blogger or something. Like, find ways to increase communities, find ways to increase reach generally. Like, just increase your reach. Because one day, as much as I hate to say it, one day, streaming is going to go belly up. It's going to be a long time, right? I'm not saying it's any time in the near future, but one day it's going to happen, and people need to be ready for it, right? It's going to become so saturated that new people aren't going to be able to get in it, and you got to have other ways to make money. It's an interesting topic to have, and I want to reach out more in our podcast. For those of you that don't check out our podcast, What the Wednesday, every Wednesday, starting at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with the Game Hopper. Be sure to check those out. If you don't check them live, we post them on YouTube, Spotify, other locations as well, so check those out also. But I did just want to kind of say that, again, little 10-minute rant about I think Harris is doing a solid move, and he's really setting himself up as a business instead of just as a streamer. Right? He's really setting himself up for his future, and I think he's going to be around for a long time. So, Harris, congratulations on your opportunities and everything you've been doing. Super excited to see what you're able to come up with. I am super excited about the rock album that's being produced, so looking forward to all that. But I just want to go on a little rant there, so I'm done with that for right now. But we'll talk more about that another time.